movies at last.
Looks like it, Aunt Mattie.
Huh.
What, Dad?
Hello, son. Well, daughter, how was the moving picture tonight?
Lovely.
Mice, that's what it was. Just a lot of mice. There wasn't anybody killed in the whole thing.
No, well, then I'll stick to these. These don't talk.
And that big cluck Norman Maine was in the picture tonight. Never does anything but kiss a lot of girls.
Norman Maine is one of the best actors in pictures.
You and your movies, that's all you think about. You shouldn't be allowed to go to them at all if you're asking me.
Too bad I was so busy in the kitchen. I didn't hear anybody asking you.
Hello, Granny.
Hello, darling.
But of course, no one ever listens to me.
They do if they're within 10 miles of you.
Gadding around picture shows. House all cluttered up with movie magazines. And the other day, I caught her talking to a horse with a Swedish accent.
Now, sis, we're only young once, you know.
Ah, Hollywood. You'd better be getting yourself a good husband and stop mooning about Hollywood. Do you know what she wants to do? She wants to go to Hollywood. I've known it all along. I've seen her making faces in the mirror and talking to herself. That's what comes of your movies.
Why, what would you do if you did go to Hollywood?
I'd be an actress. I would, I tell you. I've always known I could.
Guys, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a movie star in the family? Oh, Miss Blodgett, may I have your autograph?
You may not know it, Alec, but you're practically on your way to bed.
Oh, Miss Blodgett, you're my favorite actress. Won't you tell me the secret of your success?
Oh, let me alone.
Why, Esther, what's come over you?
I'll tell you what's come over her. She's just a silly little girl whose head has been turned by the movies. And the sooner she forgets the whole thing, the better off she'll be.
Why will I be better off? What's wrong with wanting to get out and make something of myself? What do you do that's so much better? Just because you're satisfied to sit here all your life, you think you can laugh at me. Well, someday you won't laugh at me. I'm going out and have a real life. I'm going to be somebody.
You know, if it was spring, I'd say give her a good dose of sulfur and molasses.
I thought I'd find you. Oh, stop that. Now, stop crying. That isn't going to do you a bit of good.
Oh, I'm crying because Aunt Mattie and Alec make me so mad.
Oh, Alec and Aunt Mattie. Fiddlesticks. They're not important. You're the only one that counts. Esther, everyone in this world who has ever dreamed about better things has been laughed at. Don't you know that?
Oh, I suppose I do, but...
But there's a difference between dreaming and doing. The dreamers just sit around and moon about how wonderful it would be if only things were different. And the years roll on and they grow old. And by they forget everything, even about their dreams.
Oh, I don't want to be like that. I want to be somebody.
Oh, yes. You want to be somebody. But you want it to be easy. Oh, you modern girls give me a pain. When I wanted something better, I came across those plains in a prairie schooner with your grandfather. Oh, everyone laughed at us as they did at all the other pioneers. They said this country would never be anything but a wilderness. We didn't believe that. We were going to make a new country. Besides, we wanted to see our dreams come true.
Oh, Granny, it must have been wonderful.
It was wonderful. But don't you think for one single minute that it was easy, Esther Blodgett. We burned in summer and we froze in winter. But we kept right on going and we didn't complain because we were doing what we wanted to do. Can you understand that?
Yes, I can.
Could you do it? Could you do it even if it broke your heart? Because remember, Esther, for every dream of yours you make come true, you'll pay the price in heartbreak. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. You may not believe it, but I was a young girl once. And a very pretty young girl. A lot prettier than you are. And I was in love with your grandfather. And when some Indian devil put a bullet through him, I felt as if it had gone right straight through my heart, too. And I remembered all he taught me. And I went right on. I buried him out there in that wilderness with my own hands. And I went right on that same day. And I kept right on going, even when your mother was born.
Oh, Granny, I want to make it worthwhile.
You know, Esther, there'll always be a wilderness to conquer. Maybe Hollywood's your wilderness now. From all I hear, it sounds like it. But if you've got one drop of my blood in your veins, you won't let Mattie or any of her kind break your heart. You'll go right out there and break it yourself. That's your right. Here. Oh, here. Stop that nonsense. Here. Take this and go to your Hollywood.
Oh, I can't take your money.
Well, why not?
It's your savings.
Well, I was only saving up for my funeral. Now I don't think I'm ever going to die.
Oh, Granny, how can I ever thank you?
By giving me your word of honor that you'll never tell a living soul where you got that money.
I promise.
Remember, if you do, I'll have you arrested for robbing me.
Here we are. I'll help you, Granny.
Oh, I can make it, dear. Oh, nice. Cold.
I kissed Dad goodbye. Just a little kiss. He didn't even wake up.
I bet you didn't try that on your Aunt Mattie.
Oh, Aunt Mattie. Think of her face when you tell her.
I am thinking about it. I've waited for that chance for 30 years.
There she is, girl.
Oh, thank you, Cousin. Good. Well, come on. Here's your prairie schooner.
All aboard.
Oh, Granny.
Go on.
Goodbye, Granny.
Goodbye. I'll be waiting for you in those movie pictures. Don't tell Mattie. You know, my eyes are not as good as they used to be, but my ears are all right. So you remember, talk up good and loud.
All aboard.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Granny.
Bye.
You want to go home now?
I don't want to, but I will.
Good afternoon.
Day, week, or month?
Well, it's a little hard to say. You see, I'm going into the movies.
Well, you better take it for a week. It'll break your jump to Beverly Hills.
Are all the studios really near here?
All except Gaumont British.
I suppose the best way to get a job is to go straight to the studios, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't any illusions, you know. I'm perfectly willing to begin with a little bit of a part, or even as an extra.
$6, please, in advance.
Oh. I beg your pardon. I'd like to register for extra work.
How long have you been in Hollywood?
Well, it's about a month now.
We haven't put anyone on our books for over 2 years. Come here. I'd like to show you something. Every time you see one of those little lights flash, it's somebody asking for a job. Every time you hear them say, try later, it means there isn't any job. You can't keep the girls at the switchboard long. They go crazy. Every one of those little lights thought it was going to be a star. Still want to go in the movies? You know what your chances are? 1 in 100,000.
But maybe I'm that one. Any phone calls for me, Mr. Randall?
Oh, no. Jesse Lasky and Sammy Goldwyn must be writing letters instead. How's the luck today?
There wasn't any.
Maybe you don't go at it in the right way. Now, take Danny McGuire here. He knows the ropes. Don't you, Danny?
Sure, I've had him around my neck for years.
Huh? What? Oh, Miss Blodgett. Danny McGuire, our new tenant.
How do you do?
Mr. McGuire is a big director.
Oh, are you really? Oh, could you possibly use me in a picture, Mr. McGuire? Of course, I haven't had much experience, but I don't think that really matters if you're willing. And I
Now,
really
listen,
feel that...
lady. In the first place, I'm not a director. I'm an assistant director. In the second place, if I had any jobs to give away, I'd confer one on myself. And in the third place, you should have stayed back home in the first place.
Oh, now look what you've done.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, don't be that way. Don't do that. Gosh, I didn't mean to get tough, but our guy thinks he's being kidded when somebody asks him for a job and he hasn't got one for himself. After all, I'm not a big enough shot to hurt your feelings.
I'm sorry. It wasn't just that. It was a lot of things. Looking for a job every day and never getting any nearer to it. I guess I was beginning to get a little scared.
I know. Lady, do I know. Well, there's only one thing to do for that feeling when you're tired and sunk and down to your last nickel. Come on and I'll buy you a drink.
Well, it's not as bad as down to the last nickel. I've still got $11 left.
$11? You're going to buy me a drink. Come on. That's right, George. There's nothing like a little rum to take away that milk flavor. I beg your pardon.
Certainly. And when I sign my contract, the first thing I'm going to do is see that you direct every picture I'm in.
That's my pal.
Of course, I'm going to be perfectly nice about it, but I'll just insist.
Now, that's the way to talk. Don't let them lick you.
Oh, I should say they can't lick me. If they try anything like that, what? I just won't sign.
Now, that's right. What have you got to lose? Another one of these and we'll open our own studio.
Bill rendered $24. Past due. Remit without further delay. Me.
Fifth race. Tri-cap. Who's riding tri-cap? Hey, the program's going to be swell tonight. Now, you take this fella Beethoven. I'm a pushover for him. And Chopin, well, he's not so dusty either. But I kind of wish that once in a while they'd play something you could sort of go out whistling, you know, like blood on the saddle, blood on. Well, there's a tune. Hey, why don't you throw your hat in the air or something, can't you? This is a celebration. My job starts tomorrow.
I know it does, and I think it's swell, Danny.
Gee, I wish you were in on it, too. But, oh, no, it would have to be a war picture. One of those big novelty numbers, a war picture without any beautiful women at the front. Oh, well, something will happen soon.
Maybe.
Why don't you go home, kid?
Oh, Danny, I can't do that. I came here, and I've got to stay.
Well, now, if it's on account of money, I can...
Oh, thanks. You've given me enough already. Anyhow, this is no time to be worrying. This is a party. Look at all the people. Everybody in the world. Look. That's Norman Maine.
And he seems to have had that one extra cocktail.
Oh, thank you.
Sit down, you dope. That's for the orchestra leader.
All right. Hello, Norman. Oh, Mr. Maine. Mr. Maine, put your arm around Miss Regis.
Arlo, this is a Hollywood bowl.
Oh, afraid of crowds.
Go on, get out of here.
What's the matter? You getting too big to bother with photographers?
Don't want any pictures taken now.
Oh, is that so? Well, supposing I take it anyway.
If you do, I'll shove that brownie number 2 of yours down your throat.
Thank you, Mr. Maine.
Norman, stop it! Stop it!
Take it easy, Mr.
Calm down.
Normie, come back and sit down. Everybody's laughing at you.
All right. Hi, Norman.
Is he always like that?
Well, I suppose he has to sleep sometime.
Oh, and he's so wonderful on the screen.
Come in.
Well, believe it or not, I got a job for you.
Danny, that's wonderful. When do I go to the studio?
Well, you don't exactly go to the studio.
Oh, it's on location.
Well, it's not exactly on location.
But of course, I haven't any makeup. Will you tell me what to get and sort of help me put it on?
Well, you don't exactly need any makeup. You see, it's not really a picture job. It's being a waitress.
Oh.
Well, it's kind of a picture job if you look at it right.
You said it was a waitress.
Well, it's waitressing for Casey Burke, the big director over at our studio. He's giving a party tonight to kind of celebrate on account of finishing the picture, and he wanted me to get him an extra waitress, and it's $5. And I thought of you right away, Esther.
That was awfully sweet of you, Danny.
Well, there's going to be a lot of big people at Burke's house tonight, and I'll bet you there's any number of big directors, and if you're there, maybe they'll notice you.
I could make them notice me.
Sure you could, Esther. It's your chance.
My chance. All right, Daddy, I'll do it. Oh, but I can't. I haven't got the right things to wear.
To wear? Oh, yes. Now, you don't think the wardrobe department's right next to my office for nothing, do you? A perfect fit.
Did you get to the preview last night?
I did.
Would you like a little hors d'oeuvre? They are very nice.
Oh, thanks. But what did you think of the picture?
You should have saved it for Thanksgiving. What a turkey.
Will you have some hors d'oeuvre? You do like hors d'oeuvre, don't you? I don't think there's anything so enjoyable as hors d'oeuvre before supper, and these are really delightful.
And at the finish, the kid turns around and sings the lullaby to its mother.
Pardon the big boy, but would you like a little hors d'oeuvre? They say they're the best in town.
Don't tell me. I know. Mae West. That's a great twist. But where are you going to find a 2-month-old baby that can sing?
Hello, Oliver.
Oh, hello, Casey.
You want to fire me now? Wait till you see the picture. I'm not a director anymore. I'm a male nurse.
What's the matter with the picture?
A guy by the name of Norman May. His work is beginning to interfere with his drinking. Oliver, don't tell me I'm to direct his next picture, too.
Mm-hmm.